about women, be renewed. You know, it's like a command. Be renewed. And we've just read a beautiful text. One of my favorite scriptures. It said, therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. I'm reading from NIV. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. May that be our portion in Jesus' name. Now, what does it mean when you talk about renew? To renew is to make something new. Something has been in existence. It's not to create new. It's not to create something new. It is to create something anew. That means it has already been in existence. But one way or the other, it has begun to depreciate. Are we together? It has begun to do what? Depreciate. The law of diminishing returns has set in. Rather than being productive, it is no more producing. You know, it happens like that. Why do people sell off chickens when they buy, people who buy layers? Is it layers? I'm not into chicken farming, but it just came to my mind. You know, when they buy them, they feed them to a certain level, isn't it? Then they, at a point, those birds are laying. But at a point, something happens, isn't it? Law of diminishing returns sets in. You begin to spend more on them than you gain from them. At that point, what do? You see advertisement. Lay old layers for sale, and you sell them at a very cheap price. Why? They are no longer giving you the results that they were bought for. Are we together? So when we talk about renewal, we're talking about the need to make something new. Why do you renew a car? Why do you take a car for refurbishing? It's after you have used it for some time. Then the engine begins to give you problems, isn't it? And before you know what's happening, the car becomes a liability. Then your mechanic says, look, let's do an overhaul. You will spend money. Oh, is that what they'll tell you? They'll say you will spend money. You will buy a new engine. Is that not true? We can afford to. If you want to ring, you can ring. But it's better you buy a new engine, isn't it? Now, by the time you buy a new engine, how can you put a new engine in an old-looking car? I mean, everybody must know that something new has come in, man. They just repaint the car. Is that not true? So you put a new engine in the car, they touch it here and there, then they repaint it. And then when you move to say, excuse me, why did you buy a new car? Is that not what happens? Say, no, it's not. It's my old faithful. It was only renewed. Because renewal makes you strong again to produce results. To produce required, necessary, expected results. When the law of diminishing returns begin to set in. And for women in our day and age, I can assure you, several women have entered the realm of law of diminishing returns. But there's a lot. True of us. Plenty to think about. Plenty. But one thing we need to know is that God is in the business of what? Renewing. Nothing ever becomes spoiled in the hand of God.